All right, so now we're going to do 8Q, Enumerable Magic, number 20, Cascading Subsets. This is by Bellmeyer, and 89% of the people like it. And we're going to create a method, each cons, that accepts a list and a number n, and returns cascading subsets of the list of size n, like so. So here's the list, here's the size of the subsets, and here are the subsets right here. So since it's cascading, it's going to be 1 to 2, and then it's going to go 2 to 3, and it's going to go 3 to 4 on this one, right? So it's going to take the last number over here, and that's going to be the first number here, just like this here, and there we go. All right, so on this one, we're going to start with array.map. And on map, we're going to, the map method creates a new array populated with the result of calling a provided function on every element in the calling array. All right, so basically array.map, it's going to be x arrow function here, x times 2. And this x is going to be every function in this array in order. So, excuse me, every element in this array in order. All right, so 1 is going to be multiplied by 2, make it 2. 4 multiplied by 2, make it 8. 9 multiplied by 2, make it 18. 16 multiplied by 2, make it 32. And as you see down here, when we reset it and run it, still happens like that. All right, cool. So, also, there's certain syntaxes in here. This is the usual one people use, but we're not doing that in this one. We're going to use this one here because we need to have the index. We don't really even need to mess with the element on this one. It's all about the index. So we're going to go, let's say X and Y. How about that? All right. And arrow function. And we're going to have, since we're not even going to mess with the X, we're going to have Y. Excuse me, we're not going to do that yet. We need to do array.slice, since we're going to be slicing off and putting it into a subset. And what are we going to slice? Let's go to slice first to show you what we can slice. Slice returns a shallow copy of a portion of an array into a new array object selected from start to end. End is not included. Don't forget that right there. Where start and end represent the index of items in that array. The original array will not be modified. Pardon me. So as you see here, slice 2, it's going to start from 2, go all the way down. So 0, 1, 2. All right. It's going to start at 0 at the index 2, and since the end is not included, it's going to cut off the elephant right here. So 0, 2, 3, no 4. Here's the 4. Same here. Since 5's past it, elephant's going to stay on it, and we're not going to take, since there's no 0, we're not going to take what ant, all right? And thus, and thus, and thus, all right? So that's how slice works. And like it said, this is where it starts from, the index it starts from, and then 1 before whatever this number is. All right, so we're going to say slice, and on that we're going to say it's going to start at Y, since we're doing a map here. We're going to say it starts at Y, which is going to be this, like it would be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on where it is in the sequence. And then the second number on there is going to be Y plus N here, because that's how big we want these arrays to be. That's how big we want these subsets to be, right? So that should work right there, shouldn't it? Let's see. Oh no, why? Oh, look at that. It's got an array with only 1 in it when it's looking for 2, and it's got an array with 2 and 1 in it when it's looking for 3 only. So how do we correct that? Well, I have filter up here, so that's a hint. So we're going to go dot filter, and on filter create. The filter method creates a new array with all elements that pass the test implemented by the provided function. All right, so here's a list, and it wants to filter out words that are above the word length of 6. Excuse me, word dot length of 6. So that would be these 3 right here, okay? Because elite has 5, limit has 5, spray has 5. All right, and that's how filter works. We just filter stuff out. All right. So what are we going to filter out? What do we want to have happen? We want X. Excuse me. Also, it has to have. Let's go back to filter. It has to have this arrow function here. So here's the syntax right here. Element, arrow function, blah 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 blah. All right. So we want to filter X, arrow function. And we want X, what? What would it be? Dot length, right? Dot length. And equals. What would we want it to equal? Naturally, n. All right, let's see what happens. All right. All right, awesome, great. That's what I'm looking for. Let's submit it. Let's see what we got. All right, my solution. Just us. Only lonely. All right, and we very much liked it, and we'll see you next time.